Good evening, one and all. It is Sunday, it's the end of the week, and it's time that we jump into some more good old Warframe, especially with some new Warframe right around the corner. Welcome everyone, hope you're doing well where you are around the world today. We are indeed going to be making our way around various parts of the Origin system, because rather than it being a goal of farming a frame or farming a prime set, getting an amount of endo or any other kind of extrinsic goal, the goal today is mostly intrinsic. The goal today is Warframe. I know, wild, a Warframe stream where Warframe is the goal? Perish the thought. But seriously, yeah, the idea is to do away with farming towards objectives. The only objective is to complete a list, and even then, completed a list is not mandatory. Completed a list is not to be optimized. Completed a list is simply to be done along the way. It is more of a direction, if you will. Petra asking for some purple? Absolutely. There we go. Purple in the background right there for you. So, yeah, objective, play the game. I know, right? I know. If we just do a quick little exclamation mark missions, the boss going to be slightly annoyed at me, but no, wait, I'm calling it intentionally. You'll notice there is quite the to-do list there. Quite the to-do list. Meljade asking, are we doing random nodes of each type or first available node? Neither. I'm going to be taking it from the top down in terms of broad scope. So, say for example, we can go ahead and do a EDA and ETA run, and then with EDA, that's going to tick off 3 missions, and ETA might tick off another 3 missions, which will start stepping us through all of the options. So yeah. It's in alphabetical order. Currently, yes. I don't imagine it's going to remain in alphabetical order when I start moving things into the done category there. Or I might just do away with the done bit and just do the just leaving the to-dos, so it slowly shrinks away until done. Yo, Miralabe! Thank you very much for the 23 gifted subs. That's a very specific number. Let me just have a step through the bits here. Oh, maybe it's not updated, but all the same. I'm sure there's a reason behind the 23. I'm sure you'll let me know. All the same, lad. Thank you very much. Oh, wait, I think I see it now. 16 subs. Yeah. I see it. That's what the cause was on that one. Thank you very much for the 23. I think I finally translated that there. So that's gone out to Catanix, to a Puppy Shep Gamer, is that? I think. To Angelo, to Duels, to Solar Flare, to Redacted, to Gur of the Irken, to Delicate Phoenix, to Skin Dog, to Raw Artillery, to Dark Intentions, to MX79C, to Cyan Time Lord, my word, that is the most powerful of all the entities of all time, to Red Mixer, to 1 Minute Away, to Moon, to Zomtronic, to Prismosis Jones, to Validor, to Parky Ripple, to Linux Nost, to Sentient Monkey, and to Baba Yaga. Miralabe, thank you very much for the gifted subs there. Much appreciated. If anyone did pick up one of those there, make sure you say thank you to Miralabe for that incredible generosity. Cheers indeed. Cheers indeed. Alright, so yeah, let's go for this. Jade said, kind of think doing it in Star Chat Unlock Order could be an interesting video for new players. No, because new players don't experience the game mission type at a time. Some missions repeat early on quite a bit, whilst other missions are quite far away, you know? Stage defense does not happen day 1 of Warframe. Seriously, I think people have tried and it just doesn't happen. Yeah. It's perfect, says Miralabe, still no first place, and the 1616. I mean, yeah. 1616. Not sure quite if it references something, but to my knowledge, it's just a fun-looking number. And with that fun-looking number, let's go have a look for some fun a number of times over, shall we? Let's get started with heading on over to Deimos, Sanctum Anatomica. Let's see what EDA has in store. I'm going to keep this light and casual. Remember, rewards are not the goal, not extrinsic. The reward is the game. That's the idea here. So, we got a survival, alchemy, and mirror defense. So that will tick off 3 right away for us there. Interestingly, I can also pick up either Rhino, Wisp, or Uriel. Those are fun frames to grab, so we can switch to one of those. Weapons, not a fan of those primaries, so I won't use them. Secondaries, not a fan of those, so I won't use them. Melee, inner dem's already selected, so that just works for me. Let's go with Uriel. I don't use a lot of Uriel, despite how recent they are. Let's go with that. Now let's see, full pitch, yeah, why not? I can't remember what these builds are. The names are fun, I'm sure. Let's see, we got Hell Cannon. Oh yeah, send yourself zoomies with your one, got it. Simmering Fury versus full pitch. Okay, Simmering Fury is just like all of the strength. And a bunch of crits. Also need to finish ranking up that. Can I not already? Oh, apparently not. Okay. Full pitch, I think, is just like the default go-to. Usually my default go-tos are on the first slot. So let's roll with that one. It should work out just fine. Now, as it is, that puts us very close to getting another reward there. So just as a matter of curiosity, is there something we can pick here? Opens up Void Rift. I should be able to handle that one, honestly. I should be able to handle that one. So we'll go with Ability Overload. Beautiful. And let's make sure that my companion is allowed to shoot, because I may well need it to help out on that. And let's set to an appropriate focus score. And take it from there. You'll notice I'm not bringing others into the squad on this one. That is intentional. Madurai, you know what? Can't go wrong with Madurai. Let's do that. Now I think, looking at that, I might have done some runs earlier in the week without picking up the rewards. So we're probably just going to get one reward from this, and honestly, that's fine with me.
Love you too, baby.
That is fine with me. So yeah. Ooh. Tap the mic as I do. Okay, so how do I use this frame again? Ah yes, first of all, I need to find energy. We'll get around to that. Invis as we get started, which makes that a bit easy enough at least. Ah yes, my epic munitions to start. Got it. Okay. Activate this. We have now gathered energy, that is good. Alright, so we just need to, you know, do good old Uriel things. Grab the runes, shoot the stuff, and not die in the process. Let's see if we can handle this. Yeah, I did do the test from Protect Equinox, didn't I, earlier this week? You're absolutely right. Ooh, Blitz Xmas. Could be fun. Hey, broski. Ouch, that was a lot of damage. Recharge, dodge the shots. Come on, down we go. Down, down, down. There it is. That's what we needed them to do. Will I go to Conclave? Conclave isn't a mission. We're going to go to the fun parts of Warframe. Conclave is not that. See, this is an important part of the World Tour, is making sure that we enjoy the fun of the game. And, yeah. None of that is Conclave. That's just reality. Alright, life support is a little bit low, because I'm not doing the best kill rate here, I'll be quite honest. This is not some, like, super duper Obliterator 9000. It's kind of hard to be an Obliterator 9000 with a nuke frame on Myopic Munitions. Myopic Munitions is the antithesis of nuke frames. Also, that is not a headshot on the target, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I can cast this. Blows up a lot of stuff, but not a lot of the enemies. I kind of have to navigate to them to give them permission to then perish from all the heat procs they had accrued. It's a little bit odd when you think about it. Oh, look at that, I approach them and half of them perish. Oh yeah, let's summon another Necromech. See if we can handle that. First Incarnate Sick. Oh yes, it is a very powerful weapon. Always a fan of it. There we go, disarmed, literally. And now we can just kind of find a weak spot and remove it. Lost my companion in the process, and they'll come back. If I don't stun lock myself with their bursting. Mirror just had to be top gifter. I was suspecting that hadn't updated on my side because it was still showing Miss Mirror below, but that's just Twitch doing Twitch things where it doesn't actually update. Alright, I'm probably going to need to grab a life support picker. We're only halfway through, and halfway through life support, that's a little bit too spicy for my liking. Is it better Incarnate form or normal? The burst in Incarnate is more DPS, so largely more powerful, yes. But you still need to charge the Incarnate form, which in some circumstances can be problematic. These guys are not things I can charge on. And these are very bad for charging on. Yeah, not a lot of charge there. Let's pop this. So, Incarnate form is stronger, but circumstantially difficult to obtain. Certainly in low-level missions, because the expected charge is per burst, but if the first shot kills, the other two shots do nothing. This is part of the reason that the Torrid is so beloved. Not only is it an effective Incarnate weapon, because, well, it's an effective Incarnate weapon, I don't need to explain beyond that, but also the charging on it is, did you hit with the globules? And it's a very fast charge per glob. So, Torrid just performs very well. Its output is strong. Oh shit. What the fuck killed me? I didn't pay attention. Oh, that's bad. Okay, I did find things to respawn. Okay. Woo! As I was saying, yeah. Because it is an effective weapon and an easy to charge one, that just gets a lot of people's attention. Completely understandable. You compare that to something like, I'd say Kunai Incarnate we have, and it's just like, I mean, it's doing stuff, but I'm not happy with it. That might just be a me thing. Yeah, you might disagree, but it's been my experience with it that it's not been a great experience. Yeah. You're about to enjoy it? Go for it. It's quite a similar weapon in terms of the Incarnate forms. God, these things are just evaporating once the heat rocks are allowed to actually hurt them. Look at this. Bap. I just need to get close enough that myopic munitions turns off and they just evaporate. It's fun. Yep. You like Boltor? Yeah, that one works as well. Absolutely. Oh, does Kunai Incarnate have the same projectile speed ruins homing? Oh dear. Yeah, you'd think that homing would be shaping the path rather than a modifier to its momentum. But yeah, homing is modified to momentum, so faster projectiles means worse homing. They actively had to pull back on the Cedo because of that. Also, let's get another of these up. Alright, what have we got? Oh, Jade Xmas. Okay, that's mildly annoying because it's going to cast the beam. And then I'm going to need to deal with the beam frequently. Because until it's dead, there'll be beams. I did just lose my companion, so let's be mindful of that. There is first beam. Oh, get out of the slowing field. Get these bits off me. Re-up the heat bonuses and whatnot. Don't get knocked around like a little doll. Where even is the Necromech? It's hiding in the corner for some reason. I don't even know what it's doing right now, but it's dead. Not sure the Necromech knew what I was doing, if I'm quite honest with you. But now we can fly out of here at high speed because Yuri will go burr. Well, that was effective. That was very effective. Huh. And now, alchemy. But first, Xmas units, please give me some energy. Much appreciated. Okay, let's go. Get rid of the Jade Beam, and then just kind of open up on everything else. Lovely stuff. Oops, another Jade Beam. When I'm not oh god. Have we got Rupturing Fragments, or is that just a one-off? I didn't pay attention to the modifiers. Let's pay attention to them now. Yep, we got Rupturing Fragments. Gotta watch out for that. I am health tanking. They will kill me. Speak of the devil. I couldn't see it in this absolute cluster of stuff going on. Got my fire rate back. I think that was Jade that was hounding me. Now, without the myopic munitions, I can actually cast this and expect it to kill stuff. So let's just have stuff burn. And whilst it burns, I can charge this up. Just for a moment, this is my domain and everything else is not welcome in it. Can the corrosive piles go away, please? That would be nice. Alright, domain expansion has ended. Back to fighting for our life. Ow. Let's do this. Activate a whole bunch of abilities. Hopefully charge up some more. Whoop. Try and fly past all that. Worm is back. Domain. Woo! Do I know when/why circuit damage display was implemented? I'm not sure I understand the question. Like, there was an overhaul to damage numbers, making them spread out more to improve your ability to see where you're aiming, but if that's not what you mean, I'm not sure what you're angling at. And if you're looking for a specific date, I can't help you on that. You'll have to just check on the wiki for patch notes on that one. But what makes you ask, though? Couple of these. Keep things burning. Oh, I do need to be hitting pipes as well. Oh, none of that. Thank you very much. Definitely don't need an extra Necromech just for funsies. Need to go up here, grab that, keep everything on fire. Ow. Everything that isn't me on fire, preferably. Need another pipe. Go. Need another. Go. It's about to shift. Ready. I'm going to save the next domain expansion thing. I know it's got a real name. I don't care. Oh, so much damage. Straight up tanks through that one. There we go. Expansion is ready. We'll fly over the next location and use it there. Okay, we'll use it now. Apparently there's a bit of stuff already on me. Whew. Yeah, it's hard to do all this and read. Alright, must be what I mean. Only very recently you've seen perfect toroidal displays. Maybe it's just the nature of the weapon I'm using, to be honest. Oh, let's just blow all that up. That's... I don't want to deal with all those. God, so many Xmas. So many explosions. Not safe for health. And more jade beams. My beloved. Where is that beam coming from? Who fired? Ow, lost another companion. Good thing these things respawn. Isn't this mission usually for Fibonacci upping? I have hint transmissions turned off because the NPCs can get a little obnoxious with telling us a million things a million times over. No, I just told them no thanks. Let's face it, if you're already dealing with me yapping, do you really want the NPCs yapping as well? No, no, that might kill me. Never mind, I survived. Companion did not. Companion did not share my end rule. Please get that jade beam off me. Okay, we just need cold amphours now. I've used all the others. I thought I killed that thing. Shit. I shot something in its general direction. I just had it in my head. That was sufficient. Evidently not. I did that wrong. Hydrate, you're gonna have to give me a sec on that one. Cheers. Explosions. More explosions. Too many explosions. There's a necromech somewhere here that I need to deal with. I will get around to it. Ah, I think I have found it. It is also an Xmas. It has ceased. My poor companion is getting absolutely battered here because it does not share in my healing. There we go. Alright, that should get everything to just sort off for a moment. Now we can handle the conversion process. Woo! You know what, whilst this happens, let's go get that arcane I was ignoring this entire time. Where is it? There it is. Yoink! Pop a couple pipes, because this is how we do science. Destructively. The design is very Warframe. We'll be having none of that. My flight was disabled, but not my gun. The pipe. Need another pipe. Found it. And we should be good. Let's get us out of here. Be a nice smooth flight out. Oops. Never mind. That pillar jumped in front of me. You all saw what happened. I'll be claiming on my insurance. There we are. Hello, kitty cat. Welcome on in. There we go. 2 missions down. 1 more on this. Reward received. Okay. Now, just quick check. We have eroding senses. Yeah, they take damage every time. That's annoying. Let's fix that by reducing it by 90%. It is the only correct thing to do. What is this buff? Affinity gain? Kinda sucks. I still used it because I wanted the Xmas to spawn, but yeah, for everything else it's just bad. That's my highlight. Can't shoot that one thing. Your defense objective DR capped at 50%. Not when it comes to the Spectres. This Spectre provides a 90% damage reduction. It is very testable to see that that is indeed the case, because the 100 hit point per second drain on this is now 10 hit points per second. So Protector Spectre does indeed give it a 90% reduction, at least to that, if not to everything. It is almost required in EDA because it is just so damn effective. Alright, enemy spawns are giving me a moment of breathing room. Always a fan of that. And now we can have a moment more by just going to nuke the room. I do like how D implemented this visual effect. We get this absolute hellscape, but other players in the squad, they would just see a very faint edge of the zone. If they even notice it at all. Making it completely unnoticeable like that, like almost invisible, maybe going a bit too far, but not giving this to everyone, yeah. Yeah, that was definitely the right call. They did well with that. Even if it did make me think that no one else playing Uriel was doing something for a while. Bit of that. I could have spawned an Ekmek up to this point to have sped up this first stage, but honestly, didn't feel necessary. We'll just hold off on that. I was kind of hoping that I was going to regen my charge there, but sadly nothing to regen on. No matter. Let's activate the cheese. Definitely want to activate the cheese there. So this is effective. Grabbing nearly every single one of those glyphs solo is basically impossible with most Warframes. So that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Alright, I'm not going to deploy the Spectre on this one. Not for this first stage. Just so you can kind of see the difference. Now granted, there's not going to be a lot of difference right now. But yeah, we can see the 100 hit point per second drain is happening. If I grab these, that should pause it for a moment. That's good. Let's use the opportunity whilst I've got the broom nuke active to just kind of grab more. Tighter turning circles. Tighter! Okay. Broom nuke is gone. Let's start recharging it. I saw you go for that there, Culverin. I saw you. Stopped you before you even started proper. Can objectives get armor? Can't remember, honestly. Genuinely no idea. Let's pop this. What we got? Infinite ammo and faster fire rate? Don't need to tell me twice. Especially combined with the fire rate I'm getting from the runes. Alright, cool. Moving to the next location, which means activate cheese. Speed on over. A whole bunch of these. I'll do. Don't need to be perfect about it. We got a complete reinforcement. That's honestly good enough. Whew. Oh yeah, of course Oberon gives armor to defense objectives and excavators. I talked about that in the videos, like how you can make excavators into very health tank, which was wild to say the least. I genuinely didn't think I was going to pull that off, but the fact that it worked, I was like, hell yeah. Health tanks, excavators, into very circuit. Yeah, we take those. The only downside being you can't just choose to take Oberon there for it. It has to be one of the 60 plus frames. Or one of the 5 out of those. Alright, room nuke. Honestly, for a solo run, Uriel has been great help here. The myopic munitions on the start were a little bit of an issue. If they popped up on this mission, myopic munitions would have been really unfortunate. Just how this plays. But yeah, the flights, the healing, the control, the periods of telling every single enemy in the entire mission to back the F off. Yeah. Uriel is a great one for this. And it's still not playing the game for you. You still have to actually interact. Make things happen. It's not just press 4, press 4, press 4, press 4. They really did well with Uriel's design. Alright, gotta move to the other location. Stop that from happening. I'll do it myself. Parkour speed, negatives, why? There we go. Woo! Nope, missed everything there. Alright, that'll do. Let's get on over here. Once again, not got the Spectre with me. I can deploy one if it comes to it. I'm just going to keep a careful eye on the objective, because it's always the 4th round where things seem to get a little bit spicy. Not sure what causes that. There we go. There we go. Boss fiends are close to being charged. And by boss... yeah. Boss fiends and full, actually. Both things are close to being charged. Oh yeah, there's been a bunch of damage. I'm not sure where that came from. There was a bunch of damage. Let's give that some health and healing. Let's activate the 4. I don't have the energy for it. Let's activate the 4. Oh my god, why is there a bunch of damage again? What the fuck dealt so much to it? I was shooting the stuff that was there. There wasn't that many enemies, but it lost like 15,000 health. That is one downside of how chaotic these missions can be. It's hard to see what's actually happening, you know? So, what am I supposed to interact with? What am I supposed to be trying to fix? Alright, we're not going to get another charge. Not in the next 9 seconds. We just have to hope nothing kills it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Ooh, alright. Hey, we got an amber shard out of that as well. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah, I think it's the anatomizers. Those anatomizers with their explosive bombs just dropping it on the objective. It's like, oh, okay, guess you get to do like 5k damage per shot that I can't stop once you fired it. Yep. But hey, we survived it. Why that doesn't seem to be an issue earlier on, I'm not entirely sure, because they are spawning throughout. But something about round 4. In any case, we picked up some bits and pieces. A very good show. Let's mark off what bits have been done then on the missions list. So I'm just gonna delete the ones we've done out of the list. Not gonna move them over. So we've done mirror defense. There it is. We did alchemy. And we did, what was the first one? Survival. I'm gonna take those all out of here. Cool. Right. Well, that was very effective, wasn't it? Again, it wasn't a max rewards run, and I wasn't trying for a max rewards run, because sometimes you just want to play the game for the game itself. Yeah, there are rewards tempting you to take it further, but what if I don't? Do I have secondary fortifier on secondary? I have it on my arc gun still, Mirror Labe. Okay, Kaya. Oh, sorry, did I not grab these from last time? Oh, my bad. There you go. Cool. These do not bring joy, so I'm just not going to interact with that.
Okay.
Right then, what have we got? Frost Nidus Jaya. Interesting. To run through on a Hell Scrub Tech Rot, so it's basically survival Tech Rot, a Temple Defense, and a Legasite Harvest. Okay. Let's see. Tech Rot enemies attempt to attack Hell Scrubbers, bursting on contact, increasing contamination. Manageable. Overguard on everyone. Not a fan. And Vampiric Limitless, not a fan. Wow, that is... Defense, Masmites drop upon death, immediately rush flare. Okay. Enemy guns launch large, slow-moving orbs. Okay. And Devil's Bargain. Legasite Harvest. They grow more powerful, but take longer to escape. Fair enough. Hostile overgrowths will attack the players if they stop moving. Those are going to be a bit annoying. And Competitive Streak. Random negatives from face-off. Yeah. Roland, what exactly is Elite Temporal Archimedia? Just finished Temporal with all but one modifier. Then with all modifiers, didn't seem like I got more rewards. Alright, so once you've done the modifiers to activate Elite, it does basically extend the track. So you see here, the track goes up to 25 where it unlocks Elite, whereas up there it's up to Gold. With Elite, there's this, then Pix Chips, second Gold reward, a Platinum reward, and more Pix Chips. I say Platinum, a Legendary reward. So that includes a chance at an Omniformer or a Talforged Archon Shard. So yeah, it's not for next week. It is, as soon as you've unlocked it, you can then basically replay with the extra points required. Because you'll notice, if I turn on like a bunch of these, we're already getting up to here. But with Elite, it takes us that step further. So it's a multiplier to the points. So already it jumps us from just getting up to the PD pack and the 2 silvers to the gold as well. But that's not what I'm going to be quite going to there. Anatomized explosives can be destroyed by a slam? Can they? Huh. That's odd. I thought I tried interacting with the Anatomizer bombs to no effect, but maybe I need to do some more looking into that. At the very least, the way they can just kind of pop onto the objective, 1 second later, bam, there goes 5k health is still a bit rough on something you can't heal by normal means. It's a bit... Alright. Hello there, Roni. Welcome on in. Now, in terms of weapons, we got Tonkor, Museless Quanta, Comb, Pass. Ocucore, Jolt Toxicist. We can take that one. And then Sidon, Heat Dagger, Corafel. Alright then, cool. I'll just take the Jolt Toxicist. The rest of my loadout will be what I want it to be. It's the only one of those where it is acceptable to me. In terms of frames, I could take Frost. I don't know how well Frost will work for this, but I could take Frost. Yeah, let's give it a try. Why not? Frost is a strong frame these days, so let's see. Oh, apparently I was feeling a bit spicy one day. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, that's just me. This one generates Overguard. It has plenty of efficiency, range, and strength. So that'll do quite nicely. Yeah. Let's roll with it, why not? Overguard increases by 20% of your armor once per enemy. Okay, well I'm not going to invest into armor just to make that happen. I'm sure it'll be fine as is. Although I do have a little bit of armor there, apparently. Sure. Is that really the best way to handle this, actually? Why do I have that on there? That's not that great. I'm not hitting a breakpoint with that, am I? Oh, I am! I am hitting a breakpoint with that. Why not just do that? And then I can switch this over to that. And this still hits the breakpoints, yeah. That's just better. Not using Arcane, give stacks on freeze. So I've got this healing one on there. Let's see. Oh, it's not cold finds it. It is... fuck's sake. What's it called? I have all of them, so... On enemy frozen. I search for freeze, I search for cold, but it's on enemy frozen. Gain strength and duration, 15 seconds, up to 20 times. Yeah, there's a bunch of stats. That is effective. Problem is, what would I replace? My energy economy or my healing? The healing is a backup. I'll be honest, I am using Avalanche for the Overguard here, so yeah, let's drop that one. We shouldn't need to rely on that healing. I've got Operator Swap for that. So yeah, that should work. Maildrade, just as a point, when you're making points by asking questions at things rather than making the points, it's a little harsh. It's 2 in a row there. Alright, let's unlock this. Let's see what we got. Let's see, so... honestly, I don't actually feel like any of the PD picks are going to do enough for me to care here. I've always had this issue of trying to figure out what are the options even available to me when clicking through these bits. Because none of them stick in my head long enough. We attend to this at most once a week. And nothing about this makes me think on weak point kill gain a chance of dropping stuff. I get what you were thinking there, Jade. It's just... it's an approach thing, that's all. Right. Yeah, I actually don't find any joy in digging through that system. So I don't care for the benefits, don't care for the buffs. Too much faff for not enough returns, so I'm just not going to do it. It's simple, really. I have spent enough hours this week doing faff on games for not enough return. Actually, I say this week, this year. I'm good. I am good. Alright, so Luminous to get started. Not great, but we have this. That was the entirety of my energy right now, but we'll change that tune very shortly, I'm sure. Right as soon as my Everguard runs out, no doubt. There we go. Yeah, not gaining a lot of overguard here. We've got to get to that Hell Scrubber before these enemies bum rush it to death already. And honestly, if I just pop it, they can't do that to it. Oh. Yeah. We're low enough on the survivability right now, let's just do it. Alright, there is a marked Babao somewhere. The game has forgotten to actually give me the mark, so not going to engage. Doing a solo? Yep. Others playing the mission for me does not bring joy. I do see there is a marker on my mini-map, which I think might actually be indicating the direction I could explore for this thing. How far away is it? Is it very far away? Is it very, very far away? I still haven't got an in-world marker, just a mini-map one. And that is not conducive to how this mission works. Because the Hell Scrubbers and survival... Did it? Wow, okay. And yeah, because I moved away from the Hell Scrubbers, they got insta-popped into another Babao. Has it spawned out up top? It spawned an extraction. Wait. It's in extraction. What? Well, I killed it, but like... Huh? How is that even a spawn point? I've spent basically all of my life support just getting to that unhelpful discovery. That might cost me the mission. I'm going to be honest with y'all, chat. That might cost me the mission. We'll see if I can return back to a good place of spawns. Look at it, we've got a Hell Scrubber spawning here. But that was weird. I know there's a few good stickers, Jade, absolutely, but that wasn't my point. My point wasn't that there are a few good stickers, or saying the opposite, to need a counterpoint. My point was that going through the stickers to try and find what's even worth interacting with in the first place is a fool's errand. Because the game is doing nothing to try and show me what I've got in a useful way. And because we interact with it so little, because it's not like arcanes we put onto frame builds, just remembering what even is an option is difficult. Because, like, think of some of the lesser used arcanes. There are going to be plenty of people here who have absolutely no idea what Arcane Fury does, or what the benefits of using Arcane Victory. Whereas Energize, pretty much everyone here knows about Energize. Expect you to figure it out and guess? Yeah. Well, not so much guess. It shows you what they are, it's just you're mousing over each and every individual one. And I don't think you can even search the descriptions. At least you couldn't in the past. Which just added to the difficulty of it. It's like, which of these do I really want to be spending the time on? For an effect that lasts just for the mission, and you're not even sure sometimes how effective that effect is going to be. Yeah. It's not about, oh, there are some good ones. It's the faff of trying to navigate that. For something I do at most once a week, and largely I don't. It does not bring joy. Where's the Jade that was casting that? Is it this one? That's a heavy electric proc. Oh yeah, that was a heavy electric proc. I'm not even sure where that one came from. Cost me all of my fire rate. Okay, I thought I was shooting the right Jade. I was not. The only one you bother with is the RPG for assassinate. Yeah, I think that's a common theme for a lot of people is going, oh yeah, here is something that actually has a meaningful change to my gameplay. Let's pick up the thing that has a meaningful change to my gameplay. Do all these other things have a meaningful impact? No. No, they don't. There is one which is, if you would die, get teleported somewhere and not die, goes on cooldown. And that's nice, when it triggers. Problem is it has to be in a situation where you go down, in a situation where you wouldn't go down again. And I've had it where, when it triggers, it actually just feels like I lag slightly. Because it's not really all that flashy. You debuff yourself with more PE picks? I mean, fair enough, yeah. PE picks go burr for those who want them. It's just overall not like the most accessible set of information is my overall issue with it. Like, at a glance, I couldn't even tell you which ones are the debuff yourself ones. Whereas you go for decrees in Duviri, what's one that gives you a debuff for a positive? You see it immediately. It's got an entirely different appearance to it. Which ones are rare ones and therefore likely to be more super valuable? Different appearance to it. You can tell. There. Hello, Ray. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well today. Oh, we got a scrubber over here. Let's just get rid of it. I don't need it. They don't need it. Let's have it not get converted into Doom. There is a kill marker pointing to something somewhere, and I have no intention of finding out where that kill marker is this time, given the previous one. Hunting that down took a lot of life support the first time. It'd help if search works on stickers. It would, yeah. No doubt about that. Hell, time search can be a little bit too literal. Like you saw on the ice storm earlier. I searched for cold, didn't come up. I searched for freeze, didn't come up. What finally found it was someone telling me the name of it, and we saw that the word I was looking for wasn't cold, wasn't freeze, it was frozen. And because the game search doesn't have hidden terms, as it were, to catch those kinds of things, it didn't know what I was looking for. And that's an area where search could definitely be improved. It's kind of like how, if you want to beat a recruitment AI, you just put a copy-paste of the text of a job advert in white text at the bottom of your resume. So, some hidden words for common synonyms. Or at the very least, making it where the search tool, when it searches for the synonyms as well of what you're searching for. Would certainly go a way to help out. Anywho, one Hell Scrub mission down, one Amber Shard acquired for our efforts. Very nice. One-handed motorcycling, not recommended. You got 2 bars on your handlebar, use them for a reason. Alright, let's see about not screwing up this mission. I hate that there's nowhere to charge my gun on these. Because these guys die so damn quickly. Bubble. You know, I've actually forgotten about that mechanic of Frost, that You place the bubble and enemies get yeeted away. I know it. I'm familiar with the math and whatnot behind it. I'm just... I forgot. That's all. Have I not seen a single Xmas yet? Where's my energy income? These little miasmites. There are crates in here. Crates can mean energy, maybe? Nope. Okay. Good thing Temple's not dying, because I'm not casting abilities. Ah! An Xmas unit! Yay! I have energy now. Have this. I'm dying, because I don't have enough energy to cast my Overguard. I'm on Madurai, so I can't give myself energy. Energize once again refused to trigger there. Little bit spicy. Oh, finally. Energize. Woo! It's all good, chat. I'm not dying. Oh, that's a molt. I was wondering, is that a frozen enemy? Nope. Just Aaron. Those balloons are really annoying. They're surprisingly tanky for balloons. And again, no incarnate charge, no headshot, no nothing. Ugh, Xmas as well. Good thing I got the DPS. Armor removal, and my companion killed it during the animation because the armor was removed. That works. Have a bubble. Oh, he's dead. The bubble was a little bit too aggressive, as intended. That is a Techrot Miasmite on my side. Huh? How do we have an allied Miasmite? What? Is Molt spawning Miasmites? No? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. I'm a little lost as to why we've got allied miasmites going around. Because we don't have a Nyx or anything. We don't have a Necros. Where are these coming from? Oh god, you're a jade balloon. Who invented you? Ow. Techrot are defecting? They're defective. Yeah. Check modifiers. Oh yeah, we're on this one. Nothing that says the miasmites become friends. Nope. Hence my confusion. And I picked up 0 of the PD picks things for this mission, so it ain't that. I have no explanation. Also, I have some long-range sniping. Please stop. Yeah, this one's a complete mystery to me. I can only guess it is just Molt is turning into it. Occasionally? Maybe it's not an every time thing? I don't know. Maybe the one Molt I looked at, just the enemies shot the miasmite as it spawned, so I never saw it. I'm really clutching at straws on this answer. Remember when Frost Bubble blocked bullets? Yeah, that sucked, didn't it? Glad we got rid of that. Do you get a 99 hex bonus, something that spawns enemy ghosts as you kill them? I don't think I've done enough 99 this week for that to happen, but where would I see that? Don't think I can see it in here at the moment. Nope. I'll be honest, I didn't even know there was such a thing that could spawn miasmites. This is my entire confusion. I don't know of a miasmite spawning thing to know where to look for why am I getting miasmite spawns on my side. I'm not supposed to have miasmites. Is my only understanding, so everything else is just a guess. I'm not sure how none of those were headshots, but okay. Guess this guy does have a brain. Or a spleen. There we go. New bubble, don't know where the old one was. Good deal with you. No armor, no face. It's glorious. Yeah, I think to the surprise of absolutely no one, Frost is good at defense. Who knew? That said, sitting in the bubble is not where I want to be, so that's why I keep on running out of it. Xmas, take it out. Oh, apparently I destroyed a bunch of containers. Well, that is nice, isn't it? Woo! Alright. Ta-da! And now, is there one more mission? Legasite capture. Stretch whilst we load in. Okay. That was a short loader. Kalimos, my Palimus. Tell me where the stuff is. I've made, oh gods. What the? Okay, well. Ow? Huh? I'm not familiar with this. Nope, no idea what caused those, but I'm just gonna... Okay. Was that a face-off debuff? I thought the mission hadn't even started and it's giving me a debuff. Okay. Wow. Yeah, shows you how much I do that. Oh, and then we have those. Yeah. Being insta-killed at the start of Mission 3 would certainly have sucked. Very glad that did not turn to be lethal. Like I say with this game, it's hard to follow what all is going on. You guys are in a fortunate position to be able to sit back and just kind of take in more of what's happening. The debuff appeared on my screen. I was busy focusing on something else. I didn't even have time to read it. I glanced up, saw duration 60 seconds, and it was gone. So yep, something is going to last 60 seconds. Hopefully not me. Let's be a little bit more constitutioned than that. It's not just waypoint overload, it's the... I'm actively doing a mission. I'm trying to fight things. Plural. Some of these are very, very lethal. Some of them are jade beams out of left field. Ugh. 2 jade beams. I just killed 1 jade Xmas. Another jade Xmas! Please! Oh, where's the leg side gone? That's the mission objective over there. I had to stop paying attention because jade beams are more lethal than the main objective. But Okay, that J-beam has also extinguished itself, thank you. Like, genuinely, they are more dangerous. Well, there's just no Frost creates yellow? Because it's Frost Prime, it's gold. Why, what's on your mind? Jade, Jade, Jade. So much Jade. Seriously. Jade Xmas are more than a little bit frustrated because the counter is... Oh, but you could shoot the Jade beam. Yeah. And it's moving at an awkward angle, and also I've got a million other things I'm doing. And it doesn't get rid of the Jade. No! 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 Okay, there we go. Shit. Okay. I hope I never need to go to Kalimos again. Jade Beam, Jade Beam, Jade Beam. Go. Oh yeah, I've got the dual tox. It's not latent here. I haven't even used dual toxis. Let's switch weapon and use that for the moment. There we go. Finally found the freaking headshot. When are these zones going to dissipate? Okay, I killed a Jade. It's not the right Jade. Is this the right Jade? Fire orbs. What is fire orbs? Oh boy. Let's grab another one of these. Just gonna inflicted a penalty, longer cooldowns. Oh yep, my abilities, not longer cooldowns, I gain cooldowns, but yes. It's fine, I'm a Lavos main. Vampire Curse. For those of us who don't speak patch note. Yeah, I'm just bleeding out. Gotta say, vampires, not known for just bleeding out. Oh god, this might kill me in the capture animation. Out of energy to cast defensive buff, no enemies to heal off of. Good thing I have my operator. Bruh. Bruh. And we gotta do this again. Waypoint overload. I thought someone was joking earlier. Okay. I did not remember that Waypoint Overload was an actual face-off modifier. I'm counting this as having done the face-off mission. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I'm counting this as a face-off mission. Because I'm basically getting all of the negatives and none of the positives of face-off, so... It's done. I nearly got murked by Toxic. I don't know where the cat is. The cat has gone down here at some point. There are so many Jade. Woo! They're probably doing a face-off. I'm sure there's going to be some, you know, like, So now we've got these zones of doom everywhere. Again. Just gotta not go into the zone of doom. Also, I can't keep standing there because Standing still is an anathema. Can I grab that thing, or will it kill me to grab it? Oh, it was killing me to grab it. Oh. Bolstered bad guys. I think they're doing just fine, but okay. What does bolstered bad guys mean? Are they stronger, or did you give them all overguard? I think it gave them all overguard. Conclave standing? Conclave's sitting. It's sitting the fuck out, that's what it's doing. Okay, that's molt. We're just going to ignore that. Don't shoot the molt! What it wants you to do. Jade. Jade. Right, can I survive capturing this? Everything is attacking me for having done the mission objective. Which, I mean, now I say it out loud, it's kind of stupid, of course they are. But still. Let's get out of this one. I have certainly fought against the game all the way through this. Nice try with the waypoints. If you spawned in a bunch of extraction waypoints, you'd have got me. Whew. Okay. Use operator to capture? Blah. Operator cheese. Do you need to do both face-off nodes for Steel Path Albania? I think you only need to do the one of them to get the reward. And in terms of actually accessing Steel Path, that's just complete all the nodes prior to the new war.
Hey, told you I'd make it.
Yeah. Baron Dude just saying no. Okay.
See ya.
Alright.
Hi,
See ya. I didn't even look at what PD picks I got. I continue to be uninterested. Don't need to do either for Steel Path Hulvania. Okay, I think we need to define for such and such. Are we saying to access Hulvania Steel Path or to complete Hulvania Steel Path? Actually, you know what? We got a very simple answer here. Do I have the decoration? Let's find out. Alright, single squad, squad versus squad, two single squad. Let's see if this gives me a thing, or if I got it already, or what. We'll find out, one way or the other. But here's the thing, if I get the trophy now, it only needed this. If I don't get the trophy, but I do on the next one, it needed both. And if I don't get the trophy at all, then I already had it, so it needed neither of them. See how that works?
Understood. Get moving.
Okay, squad. Saddle up and bring your appetite.
Yeah, I haven't done these on Steel Path Ellie. That's my point. We are able to find out right here, right now.
Scaldra doesn't trust its people.
Okay, find keys, open box.
Keys to unlock. Find the keys and get that box open.
I would, but there's like a lot of things to look at once, including multiple Jade Exabas. I really despise them. Okay, I grabbed a thing, it was not a key. My screen is full of mess. There was a waypoint. Oh, that was supposed to be a key. That was supposed to be a key. Got it. Right. I think. I don't. Hold G to boost bestowed. Fire orbs. Didn't know what it did before, still don't know now.
Look for heavy units. They may carry keys.
Oh, I thought I was carrying a key. Okay, my bad. Also, heavy units are the ones carrying the keys? What have I been picking up then? That's a key. This mission does not make a lot of sense right now. Bolstered bad guys. Everyone's favorite. Overguard. Yep, it's Overguard. Fuck everyone who uses crowd control as a legitimate game mechanic.
What do we have here? Get to the marked sensor cluster. I'm running a script to harvest tech rot chatter. Trying to figure out how rot communicates.
Alright, let's go that way. It's underground. Got it. I'm stuck in a cluster of goop. Oh boy!
Still too close to call.
What do you mean? No one's asking. We get to the objective.
That's my cluster. Thing of beauty. It is imperative that it can finish its scan.
Okay, so we just gotta protect it. Got it.
Jammers are interfering with the sensor sweep. You know what to do.
Not sure I do. What's interfering? Oh, that thing that was not marked as a waypoint or anything. It was on my mini-map, and I had to find it on the mini-map. Also, I'm taking a lot of damage here. I'm taking a lot of damage. I need something to heal off of. Thank you. There we go. Right. I had no idea what I was supposed to be looking for there. I'll be quite honest. There's apparently still a thing marked on the mini-map, and only on the mini-map. What is this game's obsession with choosing to use waypoints in the worst way possible? This is nearly dead.
Smash! Jammer!
I'm trying. Oh, more jammers. That's what he was on about. It wasn't defend the thing. It was more things have spawned in random places. And violence has arrived to ruin my day. Should be a dead violence. Cool. Yep, there we go. Back to defending this. Is it stun yet? Nope. Nope, there's more things. Gotta protect, gotta protect, gotta protect, gotta protect. Xmas influx. Was that not already happening? This one is actually below me.
Jammers are interfering with the sensor sweep.
I'm doing it!
Scan
Okay.
complete.
Christ, we got that.
Oh, that
This room's notoriously bad for the waypoint system. Bad is different to there are no waypoints
Hooray!
on those things. Okay, we're now finally going this way.
Running
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of time.
I'm not even picking up that positive.
Mobile voice, you know, resistance radio. Their broadcast balloon is under attack.
Ew,
Need our
got
help
stuck.
fast.
Okay, another penalty. Thank you. Fuck off. Alright then, protect the mobile voice balloon.
Don't let anything happen to the balloon. Smash jammers to widen the signal window so the balloon can move faster.
It's already lost half its hit points. What do you mean, don't let anything happen to it? Why is it out in the middle? Balloons float, go
Mission
up.
strength is waning. Take out the jammers, that balloon can move a little faster.
It's nearly fucking dead. What am I supposed to do about that? I was expecting a face-off mission, not a please delete everything immediately mission. Yeah, it's dead. I can't save that. I'm not even going to try. Let's just get every single one of these jammers and hopefully that'll do something useful. What? Why is it saying there's jammers like a... Okay, here we go, finally.
Signal. And it doesn't even taste like strawberry.
That was such a bad joke. Jammer. There's another one. Like, more. Am I supposed to not actually defend it and just focus the jammers? It does feel like that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Because it's gained hit points when I've stopped trying to protect it. Yep, squad 1. The correct objective was to not protect it.
Signal returning. You did it! Global Voice Radio is back on the dial.
The correct objective was to not protect it. And there is your answer. You only need to do the NPC one. You don't need to do PvP Steel Path face-off in order to get the Steel Path reward. There we are. I don't know how long it's been out, but now I have it. We can mark that one off. Where am I going to place you? I think over here. What was it called? What was it called? There it is. A little bit so it's not clipping. There we are. Oh, it rotates. Well, that should still be fine. Only say it's supposed to be a squad mission. Some players defend objectives, others hunt down the jammers. Yeah, that's the thing. I could expect that much to an extent, although I was doing the defend side and it was taking a bajillion hit points of damage. The moment I moved away from it, not only did it stop taking damage, it increased in hit points. It had 4 times the hit points when I finished versus when I started to give up on defending it. I can't explain that. Removing the jammers was taking time off of our section. But something else was going on. Yeah. Maybe it doesn't pull as much aggro, stay focused on me. Maybe it's something to do with the spawns. Maybe. Hard to say, honestly. Really hard to say. Yeah, you can see why I kind of put off doing any of the face-off stuff after my experience on normal mode, and as much as I don't remember half of what those objectives were, that was a surprise to me, I will not be going back. Destroying jammers is speeding up the balloon, maybe they were missing, and causing it to recover 7,000 health that quickly. Yeah, the only thing I can imagine is that destroying the jammer was restoring health, but as I destroyed more jammers later on, I was looking for health restoration. I didn't really see much of one. The only thing I could do to find out more would be to go back into the replay, but to be quite honest with you, I'm happy to just be out of that mission and not returning to it. We're doing a world tour for the fun of the game, for the love of it. I would love to forget about that one. So, face off, let's remove that. We've done Legacite, and we've done a defense. And the other one was Hell Scrub, which is basically survival. So that's fine. I have updated the mission count. Let's see then. Over at the Archon Hunt, it has mobile defense, defense, and showdown. So we've already got a defense on our board, but the mobile defense and a showdown of that will still be in our favor. Let's go ahead and do that. Lavos can keep on winning. We'll be fine. Silly question, is the World Tour just the Earth or the entire solar system? We started in the Entrati Labs on Deimos. I hope that answers your question. Grumpy old Warframe, thank you very much for dropping your prime here. Much appreciated.
To locate Puzwill's archons is to upload me
Yes,
to
indeed.
Armor's systems. I shall be strong where he was not.
Alright. Oh, bollocks. I left the thing behind. I wasn't paying enough attention because of everything else. Oops. Let's go. There's a long list. That's the remaining ones, Mac. That's the remaining ones. Alright, let's do this. Let us defend. Oop. Now these guys are considerably lower level than what we faced earlier. Get rid of that grenade. Yeah, considering we were doing like level 400, 500 missions earlier, this is nothing in comparison. The real downside is it also means the defense target has fewer hit points. But other than that, we're fine. Think about it, Mac. We've done the really long missions. Those are out of the way. Because EDA, ETA, and then that face-off, they take a bunch of time to make your way through. It's only going to get quicker. That was kind of the point I started with those, is that they would knock out some missions whilst also giving some decent higher tier challenge with it. My Firestorm does not scale AoE radius on Shadow? Fair enough. If you think it should, report it as a bug. Location 2, let's defend. How big is the AoE of the Shadow? You're referring to there? I'll be honest, I've not memorized the stats of that one. I'm getting so little incarnate charge here. Everything's moving quickly and dying even quicker. Yep, they're all dying too quickly. Partial charge it is. 6.6 base. Okay, that's a sizable AoE. Yeah, you'd gain about 3 meters expected on that. So that would be a noticeable difference, yeah. There we go. Right, let's move forwards. Merit say, if I remember right, it scales with the reload AoE. Not sure I'm following what you're saying there, sorry. But again, that's probably going to come down to not memorizing that weapon. I'm not in a position to go into the arsenal and dig out these details for you, sorry. So, if it's a bug, report it. Exclamation mark bug for an easy way to do that. Oh my god, even the body shots just insta-give them. Be stronger! Partial charge. Jade is there. Ooh. Oh. Was that a green face beam? What was that? There we go.
The hunt can begin.
And we're out. Alright, that's mobile defense off the list. Nice and easy. For mobile defense, it has basically no rewards to the mission. Look at those rewards that we got there. That's the kind of loot you can expect from a mobile defense mission outside of the extrinsic rewards from the mission itself. These are the extrinsic rewards from just engaging with it. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Oh well. On to yet another defense. Let's do this. Now, it's going to be the Lith tile set, I think. So it's going to be a little bit long, but we can handle that.
Their wideband scales should
Yep.
reveal Narmer's purpose in
Lift tile set, here we go. Lift defense. At least we only have to do 6 waves, right?
Were you sired only to be threatened
Yep.
to these putrid apes? Which of us truly needs to save the other?
No on-call crew allowed. Okay.
Morning, sunshine! Get a short stick, did ya? Get a move on, then.
Oh, blimey, I'm glad that missed. I was not prepared for that shot. Hang him, better gun. Yes, there you go.
Someone needs some sense knocked into him.
Let's see how well he uses the latent, eh?
But the gas sake, he knows run!
Wave down.
Yeah, I think they're gonna make a day of this.
Shadow didn't get the buff 3 years ago either. Well, fair enough. Yep, report it as a bug. That's all I can say. Doesn't matter if it's a 3-year-old bug. DE do fix things that are old, sometimes to our detriment. So, yeah, report it. And in the meantime, you can't use it. At least not in the way you wanted to.
This is getting boring.
They're really good at firing those giant face lasers into terrain, aren't they? Like, I'd be really threatening if you happen to be this wall. Oh well.
What they are not lacking is tenacity.
Yeah, yeah.
Someone better smart ass. Try it on, you little prick.
Oh my god, it's taking so long to get the charge.
There you go. Have yourself a little learning moment.
I need less burst in my burst. Nope. Where's the jade? Where's the jade? Where's the jade? There it is. I know some people seem to labor under the impression that Jade X must ignore LOS and will just hit you from across the map. It's not true. If you get a Jade Beam form on you, the Jade Xmas has just started to see you. Doesn't say where it is, you have to figure that out. But you can kind of put it together as to, okay, where are the sidelines? Where could I be seen from? Yeah. Are you doing something wrong? Or Pirate Boss is really tanky? They're really tanky if you're doing it wrong, yeah. Simply put, Parrota is a high level experience, and if you're on Steel Path, it's even higher level. If you're on the Guilty, it's highest level. So you do need to be bringing something to actually deal with them. My gas-built Ash is very effective at that. But yeah, late game mission, late game demands.
Stop sweating, Margaret. Scan's doing fine. Old enough and ugly enough to do two mucking things at once.
Stop sweating, Margaret. Why Margaret? Oh! Alright, I took that one to the face. Didn't even see the guy who fired it. Good for shield gating, eh? Nope.
You can try it, Sunshine, but you will not like where it goes.
There we go. This is once again a demonstration as to why whenever someone asks, hey Ken, why don't you put Arcane Persistence on Labos? Does it look like I need it? Arcane Persistence would have guaranteed that I didn't die in one shot from that hit there. But also it would have disabled the shield gate that guaranteed I didn't die in one shot. So like...
Scan's come along nicely.
It just works out not using it.
I reckon.
Oh, this slang just picks random names sometimes? I guess. What really throws it off for me is that he says, don't fret Margaret, scans something something, like scans almost done. And a pair of neighbours I had years ago, lovely couple, called Margaret and Stan. So if he's going, don't fret Margaret, Stan, something like that, I'm like, what? He's not saying Stan, he's saying scan, but that ain't what I'm hearing there. Just years of hearing them two. Even all these years later.
There you go.
Was that last wave? That was last wave. Alright, cool. Oh. Stan's halfway done? No, Stan's fully done, unfortunately.
The scans are complete, Tenno. Prepare for an assault.
What is it you're looking for, Lagant? I have a video on the Vazarin Tower Strike if you're looking for that one in particular. Oh my god, they've got so many voice lines. There we are. Yeah, I've got a video on that one. I haven't covered the others. Simply because, I'll be honest, there's not really much to talk about. They are not worth the effort. Or rather, no, tell a lie. It's nice to have the benefits with regards to your ramp. That's about it. Yeah, as shown in the bot response there, you need to be using nitrate. Let me just do it for you. The bot told you where to go, but there it is. But big sword, okay. You don't need a guide for that. You just don't need a guide for that. And I could have put together 4 more videos on the others to go over, hey, here is big sword. It swings, it hits, and then there's some lingering benefits that do sweet fuck all. I could have then covered the bow. It fires, it hits, and then it'll continue to hit, but far weaker because, telling you the truth, is not how the game works. Or I could go over a Naira, which is, hey, here is a slam with some extra slams, and now enjoy your armor and bit of restoration. What's the other one? Oh yes, Zenric, Buck. Here is a beam, it's very short-lived, now your casting is stronger. For a bit. If you needed it, then your build sucked before. If you don't need it, then it's not really helping you. You wish you were in the Trident era so you could have the shards and not worry about focus. What? Lagan, sorry, I feel like you're having a conversation with yourself. This is a whole lot of just kind of exclamation mark codes and thoughts, and I'm not privy to what's going on here, so happy to help out if there's something I can help out with, otherwise good luck, or sorry to hear that. Alright, let's mark off those missions. We're doing... Oh, actually, we've already done a defense. This is just kind of getting us there. That's fine. Let's go kill an Archon. It's okay. Expecting that if someone's posting more than a couple bits in the chat, they're trying to communicate. Out of nowhere, you put the text list command, and O, and Vazarin, well, that was another command to use. Yeah. You know where we're going with this. I'm moving on.
Destroy Boreal, and Aerith's mind may become clear again.
Let us dash through all of these. Dash, 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 dash. Get stuck against a wall. Dash some more. The first part of this mission is using all of those movement buffs you picked up. You did pick up movement buffs over your career in Warframe, didn't you? Then you get blinded, because radial blind at the start of a boss fight is the only correct way to design a boss. Don't let him heal. About that. There we go. Leave the redhead alone. Use that to just reset. We go here, bounce off of it. That somehow killed my companion. Not sure what happened there. It died at some point anyway. Lagant, exclamation mark catalog. That'll help you out plenty. Yep, there we go. Sorry I didn't hear stream buffered. Ali gave you the link. Here we go. One in. Let's continue this. Activate bar to re-dash. Can't do a triple dash, but that's fine. I've still got plenty of parkour bonuses. Not to mention just history with this tile set. Boop. We love the bursting. Yeah, I keep the catalog up to date so that you can easily see what I've done if you don't want to go through YouTube search, which, I'll be honest, YouTube search is not great, and just scrolling through videos is not an easy way of finding what you're looking for. Yeah. The catalog lets you know if there's a Warframe that's been covered and how it's been covered. It lets you know various weapons, mechanics, general just kind of discussion pieces, all categorized, alphabetized, directly linked. Couldn't make it easier. So if it's not listed on there, either I didn't do a video on it, or it's so out of date it shouldn't even be mentioned. Alright then, you weird owl thing. Perish, I guess. Yoink. This is mine now.
Boreal is down. Narmer's eyes have been torn out.
I might have a little bit too much DPS for this mission. Don't know how you think about it, chat, but that certainly did kind of decapitate him rather quick. Downforce, we do love to see that. Okie dokie. Lester Chiro atting me, let's see why. Just had an incredible degenerate idea. Well, this is sounding terrible already. Octavia with max power strength for max mortar shell bonus. Okay. Kuva Heck. Okay. Duviri. Now we're asking for a lot. Get a buddy on Mag for magnetized bubble. Now we're asking for a double lot. And get some form of guaranteed infinitely stackable status effect per pellet. Now we're asking for everything. And then fire that sucker into the magma ball. But it's hit scan, so we basically instant, right? From Captain Calamity, says slightly controversial opinion, miss a certain level of damage attenuation. It's a toughie. It's a toughie. Also, Jellyfish, thank you very much for resubscribing up onto 20 months. Much appreciated. I would sip with a tea, but we're out of tea now, so it's onto the water. So here's the thing with the damage attenuation. It's very clear that DE have some controls and curves they can twist and dial. It's just that how they twist it, how they dial it is entirely a matter of design. Let's be real. And where do we want that design to be? Do we want there to be a hard DPS cap? You hit this point, you can go no further, and therefore any of your buffs after that are completely pointless. Which, to an extent, should encourage you to go for not damage buffs, to explore other avenues of opportunity. So what avenues of opportunity should I otherwise explore on my Burston here? What should I be doing instead with the Burston? It is already using a utility mod to just make it a silent Burston, because why not? And guns don't really come with much utility otherwise. I could go for Amalgamation for the extra little bit of sprint speed, but I mean, I don't really care. I'm too busy yeeting myself around the map at Mark 7, thanks to Arcane Consequence. Which also is me downgrading the power of my setup for a utility. So, I get where you're coming from on the whole miss a certain level of damage attenuation when it comes to fighting boss units, that they don't just kind of evaporate. Truth be told, D have always kind of sucked at boss fights. I'm going to be very honest with you, they always have. And a big part of that comes from designing our gear and our rewards in a way that gives us extremely variable, extremely extremely high damage bonuses. Where at the lower end, where someone has just gone through the normal progression, they're firing a pea shooter even when they're up at like Mastery 8. Compare that to Legendary 4, and every single one of your Ps has the power of an atomic bomb. Even if it still sounds like a pea shooter. There's just so much of a spread. And Game Balance has to try and accommodate all of that. Attenuation went really high at one point, and that was great for slowing people down, but it then became, oh, well, here we go. This is now just a slog. It becomes less about your gear and your loadout, and more about, as soon as you've hit the soft threshold, just survive. This is something we saw in particular against the fragmented one, with that one's release, and certainly as a 60 Eyes variant of it, is that you were spending not so much time killing the boss as just not dying to the boss. So long as you're applying damage at least every second or two, so you weren't wasting your damage portion, you couldn't do it better. Now things have kind of swung the other way, and certainly for some entities, like the Archon just now, point in its direction, it evaporates with the highest level stuff. You'd imagine there is some kind of balance in there, and we probably are seeing that balance. This Burston absolutely goddamn shreds. We saw that. It is symptomatic of D's design, ultimately. How do you create a boss fight that utilizes your gear, rather than being like a objective check, without making it where you either have the gear or you just can't do it? As I'm saying, to be fair, you get Burston. I'm guessing Burston after most times, well, after Alright, do you get Burston Incarnate after defeating the Archon? Technically, no. You can get Burston Incarnate from accessing Steel Path to Viri. Steel Path requires you have completed everything up to the new war, doesn't require the new war, so therefore you can get it beforehand. As for the circuit rotation, that is its own kettle of fish. And there's always going to be something you can grab from Steel Path circuit. Have a look at these and tell me there's no good option there. Yeah, it's not just Burston. We do have very high power stuff, and even within pre-incarnates, yeah, you've got some Warframes will do it, you've got some adversary weapons will do it. It's more about the amount of power we can shove into things. Granted, Incarnates take it out a step further, but I did that with only Valence Formation for my actual external buffs. No, tell a lie. I have a fiery buff as well from Worm. So there's a couple external buffs, but not like crazy high. Mostly just Latum. Is Latum something we can relegate to the definition of mostly just? Latum, Fenlarx, Fenmore, just as an entire trio of power. And also Inadem Praetos. But yeah, it really comes down to is just the power of the modding still works with it. Don't forget that prior to the damage attenuation changes, the first set of changes, on release of the Archons, what was the weapon I used to one-shot them? It wasn't the Latum. It wasn't some crazy Incarnate setup. It wasn't even the most high power of AoE detonations. It was the goddamn Kuvahek. Kuvahek with Evara was my one-shot. So there's plenty of power out there. And it comes down to balancing that. This is something I personally re-experienced, and I stick with this experience from the Zero to Hero series. If you've missed that, or if you've forgotten about it, I highly recommend you go back and watch that through. See the experience, see the bits and pieces I both stumble up against, and then see where the power levels start to come online. See where things click into place. Multi-shot, can't attenuation first shot, but it does now, Calamity, that's the thing. It was hitting them before attenuation basically had a rule against your damage, because it would go, oh, I've lost this much health, so now I'm going to resist this much. And we could visibly see it back then, most ridiculously with things like Mesa. Mesa couldn't hit the Archons, I don't believe, but at the very least, where other attenuations worked like that, with Mace or any other rapid-fire thing, you would see the health bar go zoom, and then it would just kind of fight against you. You stop firing at it for a moment, you wait, the hit point just stays there, then you resume firing, the rest of hit points vanish. Because there was functionally a DPS timer. This is why we derided it, myself and many others. We derided it as, this isn't a health bar, this is a timer. You can only kill it so quickly. Them's the rules. But it disguised it as, oh no, yeah, you're still damaging it, yeah. And that feels rough. Can the same setup work nowadays? It'll still kill it, yeah. It will not give you the one shot because of the, well actually, since the changes to the changes to the changes, I haven't double tried. We'll go in just quickly enough to find out. Just out of curiosity. I know this isn't very World Toury, don't care. I'm curious. Alright. Can't remember if this was the build or not. Gonna try it anyway. Yep. Gonna try it anyway. And for Ivara, honestly, I could probably just go with whatever it is, but we do have these over here. Let's see. Let's go with this one. This one usually goes crazier on headshots. What was that arcane? On headshot, primary damage. Starts to derail? No, it's fine. I'm letting it derail. Can they didn't exist? Yeah, but that's why there's a video you can refer to. Alright.
Archon Boreal serves only the ram. He cares nothing.
Did I put hush on this? Uh-oh.
The being I want.
That doesn't work. Yeah, maybe that wasn't the build. I usually have builds set up that they could work with Ivara, because Ivara is fun. That was a glitch. Alright. None of those have Hush on there. Okay. Then I took it off at some point. That's fine. Not Hush. Silent Battery. Well, let's go back to that now. Why up say I think raid tiers similar to what WoW does would fix this, even similar to ETA EDA if normal fire be playable, pretty much everything but the elite version. Oh, Twitch, I was reading that. Requires a build of YJP shooter. Define requires a build. Don't forget, y'all. Don't forget. I put out a guide to Banshee which included somewhere in the region of many sextillions of damage. Can you first try write out 1 sextillion as a number rather than as words? Can you first try get that number of zeros without looking it up? You'll have to think about it, because it's such an absurdly high number it doesn't make sense anymore. Now, how do you balance that? The answer is you don't. At that point, balance is gone. They've created a game whereupon 16 zeros wrong. They've created a game whereupon there's just so much power in our hands. If you want to stack it up, and we certainly can. The idea of trying to limit it is just stupid. The idea of trying to challenge that top end, congrats, now it's playable by a fraction of 1% of the player base. It's just not doable. Damage attenuation was an attempted answer at that, and to an extent it worked, but to an extent it was a little too visible, a little too tangible, and that pissed people off. Alright, let's see, can I do this correctly? Hi! Ah! 2 shot will do. I mean, look at those hit points. Those 2 shots were very, very, very effective, but yeah. But in terms of the damage number that was there for that Banshee setup, getting into sextillions of damage. And bear in mind, that was just the measurable damage of a single damage type. I didn't go into the log of the other damages because it was all just gobbledygook. Genuinely, the thing just gave up. It was like, you win. Stop. So, you've got 1,000. 1,000 is 3 zeros. 1 and 3 zeros. Million is 1,000,000. Billion is 1,000,000,000. Trillion is 1,000,000,000,000. Quadrillion is 1,000,000,000,000,000,000. Quintillion is 1,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000. And then sextillion is 1,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000. You follow me on that one? To step it back down the other way. If sextillion is that many thousands of thousands, then going down 1, 2, 3 orders of thousands, a billion-fold reduction, you're still at a trillion. From trillion to sextillion is a billion times multiplier. Not added, multiplier. If I'm getting that right. Thousands, millions, billions, trillions, quadrillions, quints. Yeah. Yeah. So, given that trillion damage is already 1,000 times more than you need for anything, and we had a billion times more than that, yeah, too much. And as much as that was a ridiculous setup, that was a ridiculous setup with a single ability. No other buffs. Utilizing a weapon that had the most anemic modding that you wouldn't bring it to the majority missions setup, as it were. Is there no limit on the damage number you can achieve? None whatsoever. The highest you can take it to is just as high as you can take it to. It just reaches a point where the game gives up telling you. In-game, you will just see negative 2 billion. Or you might not even see a damage number at all, depending on the enemy. It just gives up. In the log files, you can see some of the information, but it even then gets to a point where the log file itself just spits out nonsense. The entire log file is wrecked by it. Yeah. They should make a competition for it. Sure, make the competition yourself, honestly. What's stopping you? Go ahead and make the competition. But to bring it back to the original point, is that challenging the top end of Warframe players is really, really difficult to do without making it where basically everyone else can't participate. Basically. That's not great. That's just not great. But yeah. Alright, let's see. We've gone through a bunch of missions. We can now mark off Assassination, because that was done. We've done the other markings off there. We'll notice I still have a whole load of these left, and I've been kind of rambling on around a bunch of other things. So how about we speedrun a few? Yeah? How about we speedrun a few? Let's head on over to here. Stick to that, why not? Oh, there's an incursion. Stealer Path? Do you remember, or were you even here for why Steel Path was originally introduced? Or even originally proposed? Do you know why it was introduced there, Zitz? Well before your time. So, before Steel Path, basically the highest level content in the game was arbitrations and sorties. That is as far as it went. And people who wanted to really test the power of their builds, they couldn't just grab a typical survival mission, jump into it and be like, here's my build, look how good it is. Because if it kills a level 30 enemy or it kills a level 80 enemy even, okay, cool. We could do that with a lot of stuff. It didn't really tell us anything. And so people who wanted to really show off the power of their builds, they would go into a survival mission for hours until the enemy levels finally started to ramp up and they could demonstrate it on level 200, 500, 1000, level cap. And the main complaint was there's just simply not enough access to this high level content to show it off or to try out our own builds, both for creators and for players alike. So, Steel Path. Here are the same enemies you've been fighting, but now everything is raised up 100 levels, and they've got extra tank on top. So you immediately go straight in at a high level mission. Here is your high level mission. You are hitting the ground running, and they've got these extra modifiers on top. And spawner increases, yep. We're talking initial proposals right now, Zom. We're not going to get into minutia. So all of that was to basically give people that immediate access to something that really challenged their builds. And indeed, on release of Steel Path, a lot of people who didn't have great builds slammed their head against it, myself included, and went, whoa, what the fuck is this? Part of that, in no small amount, due to the very first mission being right here. E-Prime on Earth. E-Prime on Earth is an interesting first mission when the difficulty jumps up quite as obscenely as that. Let me just mark off capture. We're about to do this exterminate, I guess. Which level are we talking about? Level 101. So, because of the increase in armor, the increase in health, the increase in enemy spawns, the increase in level, the increase in everything, basically, these became an absolute slog. Now, I want you to remember as well, this is going back to when people's best weapons were the Cooper Brammer. When your fights were against such armored enemies that you'd want to be using, what's it called? Under munitions. I had to think that. It's been so long since that was the meta. As you see that I'm tearing through these, look at the damage to my Lavos' hit points. And my Lavos is a tanky bastard. My Lavos is a tanky bastard. So imagine if you weren't a tanky bastard. Imagine if you weren't a tanky bastard. And now acknowledge as well that armor was much higher back then. So if you brought something that was not dealing with the armor, good luck. And I've not seen one yet, but I'm waiting for a demonstration of what was the first unit I saw. The very first unit I saw when I first loaded Steel Path ever. It wasn't an Xmas. Also, Xmas has been changed since, I think. It wasn't a Elite Frontier Lancer. Wasn't any of that ordinary stuff. No, wasn't a Scorpion. Wasn't a Butcher. Where are you all hiding? I know where you are somewhere. Not Drax. There it is. A Nox. A Nox was the first thing I saw. And whilst my companion may have killed it there whilst I was just trying to point it out, yeah, let's go for this. Whilst my companion may have killed it there, that was not the way of things back then. It flattened me. So yeah, Steel Path on release, when we didn't have primary arcanes and secondary arcanes and galvanized mods, we didn't have incarnans, enemy armor was far more devastating, explosive barrels were not that powerful.
The enemy is broken. Well done.
None of that lot. It was remove their armor, or hunt munitions, or have the most high meta slash weapon you could get your hold on. You know, we're talking Glaive Prime, Cronin Prime, that sort of thing. Since then, it's become kind of an expected default of you must be able to at least face Steel Path like it's butter, and you're a hot knife, or you're not even trying. Which is a wild concept. But it's kind of what it's evolved into. You look at the power of our builds now, and I'm just like, oh no, look at these things. Oh no. Oops, I accidentally hit that on the body, and so it didn't immediately evaporate. Yeah.
You exist to strike.
The whole game has changed since then. The power curve just keeps on curving. Keeps on curving. Alright, and now we have a Kubelich. Wonderful. Buzz Krugr.
Your terror.
Not the best name I've had of a Lich. Fair enough.
Your pain.
Buzz Krugr. How much of a unit is Buzz?
Tenno not know what they fight.
Oh, come on. Don't you dare tell me that's actually 57.9 under the hood. Don't you dare tell me that's 57.9. Nah. Oh, that could be a little painful, eh? That could be a little painful. But still, weird half helmet on them. I mean, I've seen worse helmets, so go off, I guess. Here's another helmet in case you needed an extra. So the thing about it being a whole 57.9 is that 58 and above turns into 60. Just straight up turns it into 60. And this is great, you know? This is great. It means then that you can more easily get to that top end. You don't have to perfect it. Unless you are me. And you see that update coming. You see the patch notes. Or the pre-patch notes. The announcement. And then you go to your arsenal and you see this. This 57.9% Kuva Sobek. Even Reb laughed at me for this one. She saw it, just couldn't help herself. Yep. Happy for everyone. So if that's happened again... Oh, yes. Alright, so let's see here. We've gone through the Exterminate mission. Let's try and tick off some more missions whilst also putting this Lich in the ground. And I do need to update the powers on because it showed that it was not correct. Here we go. That is defiled. There's an Ool on there. That's always fun. Let's put you up the front. Why not? Fast into there. And we'll just go from there. Have a change it? Who do you think I am? Pablo? Right, let's see. We've done a capture. We've done a... Ah, we haven't done a spy. Let's do a spy mission. With Lavos, of course.
Your mission is
Yeah, just coming back to the final original point of that whole spawn of a conversation. Steel Path was introduced to give us quicker access to more difficult levels, and since then we've had dedicated locations for these more difficult levels to come in. And part of that is because D don't want the queues split up anymore. It's already difficult to try and find people to join you on missions in the majority of cases. You open up a public squad and just join a mission node, Steel Path or normal. Where is everyone? Where are they all gone? Whereas you go to EDA, ETA, you set that to public, you'll find people pretty much every day of the week. Pretty much every hour of the day. It's not perfect, you'll find some quiet times, but largely it's there. And that is healthier for that kind of high level stuff, because with the expectation of having allies, it also means they can design with that in mind, rather than going, oh well, if you don't have a group then you're screwed. They take out the, well, if you don't have a group by saying that there's going to be people there. Biren, you say it's what happens when you have 280 missions, but it's more than that. A lot of people play not just the missions they enjoy playing, like yours truly right now, but also they play for the extrinsic rewards. There are no extrinsic rewards in a number of those missions, at least none of note, and others have stuff that is kind of passable but not really there. Yet others, the mission itself doesn't give you more rewards for letting someone else join you, and instead it can actually be a net negative. Like in a spy mission, if someone else screws up the vault that you would have handled easily, you're just left going, oh, well, there goes my rotation C reward. Thanks for that, dick. And so that's what leads to a lot of people just kind of not being on most mission nodes. Unless they love the mission that much, there's no reason to be there. Void fishers are actually kind of the answer to that, because it gives people a reason to be on those nodes they normally wouldn't be. And so when I see people complaining, going, oh, why isn't there always a capture, always an exterminate? It's supposed to get people to join in on other mission types. That's kind of the design principle there. It's fine to disagree with it, but it's why it's there. I didn't need to shoot that guy. For the love of the game. Here we go. So if you notice in Peritor, it's better to be solo because of objective scaling. There is also that. Yes, some missions become easier in a group. Some missions become harder in a group. That's video game design in a nutshell. Which way do you want to balance it? How do you balance it? Do you make it where people are encouraged to join others because of the rewards? Encouraged to join others because leeching? Discouraged because leeching? Do you want to make it role-based, so if you don't have enough people covering enough roles, then you just can't complete the mission? Do I have data on Steel Path enemy spawn rates? Data? No. I don't measure spawn rates. Oh, dang it. Wait. Huh? Was I too quick? Oh shit. I was too quick. I got really confused there for a second. Voidfisher Spy sounds like hell. Honestly, the biggest problem with Voidfisher Spy is just people splitting up and it splits the spawns. And that is a game mechanic issue. Because the split spawns means the reactant is split when people are actively trying to do the mission quicker. It's an awkward one where missions have competing objectives. And it requires a little more active thought to counter it than some people might like to give. Because what you can do is you can just work together, stick together, go towards Vault A, killing enemies along the way, until you got the reactant. If it means you have to stick together all the way over to B as well, then so be it. But then, once you got the reactant, you can split up, get it done, move to extraction. But it doesn't shake the issue of... Spy missions, first of all, have something to do for 3 players, and this is a 4-player game. So that already is a bit of a And then you have to worry about the reactant. You can't set one person to work in a reactant because everyone has to go and pick it up together. It's a bit of a mixed experience for certain, yeah. Now, if you're solo, whilst you are missing out on sharing relic rewards, and that is indeed its own detriment, you get the benefit of all of the enemies are spawning proximal to you. You will get the reactant. You will crack the spy vaults because you're good at the game. It's those other random people who are not good at the game, right?
Through my sector pays tax to Lord Ming. Yes,
My sector, my...
You feel like spy doesn't fit with the fishes in concept? Well, there's also that, because they can spawn in the vault and then cause alarms, and then you're like, oh, well. But Warframe has kind of given up on stealth gameplay, I'll be quite honest with you. Despite that little segment in the new war, despite that little segment in, or pair of segments in Veilbreaker, which, I'll be honest, felt like they were designed to make stealth gameplay look bad. If we can be honest about it. Yeah, despite those little segments, largely stealth gameplay in Warframe is just not serviced. It exists, you can do it. There are some mechanics that go, congratulations, you did a stealth. But most of the time, it's either you hard cheese the stealth, like invisibility and sleep abilities, or the game will tell you, yeah, nah, stop doing that. Grab the big gun and kill the bad guy. That is Warframe. Alright, let's mark off Spy. There it is. Trying to make sure I keep up on these ones I'm marking off as I go. Right, I think I missed a bit about spawn rates from Nile. What was it? I meant like based on the amount of people in the mission, for example. Oh, okay. I did actually grab a bit of data on that in the past. Only a single string of data points. I don't know where I've put the information. But basically, when I went into defense mission farming, trying to kind of weirdly optimize it with some setup, the number of enemies didn't simply multiply with the number of players in squad. So whilst one player had far fewer enemies to kill for 3 waves, 2 players caused that number to jump up quite a bit, 3 players it jumped up a bit more, and 4 players it barely moved up, just a few extra enemies. It was certainly an interesting thing to observe. Not done Inception yet, let's do that. So, number of enemies that are required for an objective can change, as well as spawn rates. And they're not directly connected. It has some interesting implications, all told. But it's not something I put too much focus into. To be honest, if there is some optimization about bringing X player count to Y mission, I don't want to know. If I'm very honest with you, I hate that kind of optimization. That is the optimization that was derided with, I think it was it a Civilization dev when gamers will optimize the fun out of gaming? Yeah. Hard pass on that. Does that trend carry over to Steel Path? I don't believe it does, no. But if there is a different trend on Steel Path, I don't know. Steel Path can do what it wants to do. Now, the phrase gamers will optimize the fun out of gaming is a little bit derisive and definitely oversimplified. Because, of course, you'll get some people who are there just for the love of the game, others who want to play the game as intended, but optimizing it, that is their fun, and others who seem to not actually enjoy games, they enjoy being told they've won. And they are just their own kind of problem. There's no fixing that. Well, like, there are entire game genres dominated by the concept of the gameplay is to optimize it. Things like your cookie clicker. Things like your satisfactory. And that's fine. It becomes a problem when optimization is done in a way to not necessarily avoid the game, but to ignore the game. To forget the game is there. Or otherwise to create, dare I say, an unhealthy obsession with perfecting what the game can give you. So like, if someone would refuse to go to an endo farm, if someone didn't have a 53 drain Cora, specifically with a 75 to 79% slash weapon, combined with a Necros that's only operating at 32-meter radius, to make sure that it's optimized with a Nide that's collecting at 31.7 meters. Oh, come on. I don't care if it works. Fuck off at that point. Not planned, Mythic. Not planned. Not to yuck some people's yum. Some people do enjoy that, but keep it away from me. Cheers and thanks. I'm losing points left, right, and centre. Oh no. It's a shame I have to kill more enemies. Why didn't I optimize it? Ken, why don't you use this other ability you have? Oh, there was a guy there. Must have been the wind. When the fuck did you hack that? I was looking for them over here. No meta arbitration? Oh god, yeah. Ooh. I still don't fully understand what's going on over that side of the community, but the knowledge that there are people who will load a mission with an account that just holds the mission until they're ready to bring 3 other players into said mission. They will bring in someone who will play a Jade to cast a buff on the squad. The Jade will leave so that the buff remains for everyone. And now they can put another buffing character in there. All of this to optimize the drops of Vitus Essence to get more Kuva.
Everyone who passes through my sector pays tax to Lord me. Yes, my sector, my kingdom.
That's a lot. That's a lot to think about, a lot to process, and a lot of sounds like an incredible waste of time. It depends on your definition of waste of time, because they are generating a shit ton of Vitus Essence that way. How do you snapshot a Jade buff? Apparently something to do with Jade leaving the mission means the buff never expires or something like that. Yeah, when I did a video about arbitrations, I had a bunch of angry comments from people going, "No, this isn't how you do it. You can do it so much better. You don't know a thing, Kendir." Fun fact, a lot of those people would love to do nothing but bitch rather than actually say what they do different. And then the few that did hint at it were like, yeah, what you should do is set a schedule, join this community, and have a community set up this hyper farm. You need to fill this exact role. Have you considered just playing? But hey. They have, and they don't like that. They want to get more Vitus Essence, more per hour, more Kuva. Okay. Takes fun out of it for me when it's done that way. Oh, not that. Oh, well, they're not doing it this week. Maybe there wasn't a mission for it. Hold on. Oh yeah, that bug's still there. Where do they set themselves up? Not one there. We're probably going to find something really cursed in a moment. Congrats on 207 waves in 1 hour 12 minutes. That's doable. Congrats on 387 waves in 1 hour 80 minutes. That's definitely doable. Yes. That happened. $330. Like, when you look at the waves other people are pulling off, that's what... How long per wave? 330 divided by 87 minutes. 87.1 minutes. 3.8 waves per minute. Yeah. No, yeah, that definitely happened. That definitely happened. But this is not what I was looking for. I'm getting the impression there wasn't a good farm this week, which has probably pissed off the community behind it. Again, Astridia, you seem to have a lot of time on your hands to do these amazing runs. Who are you? What MR are you? Well, I think that answers my question. Yep. This person is no longer with us. They have exited Warframe. Not of their own accord. Oh, there they are again. Yep. See, that's a group of people running it together. That makes sense. The username does not make sense, but, you know, I don't speak every language. In fact, I almost speak no languages at all when you think about it, so that's fine. We had a look at those. Oh, okay. Still with us for now on that one. Is there not a single one of these really weird holds this week? Guess not. Okay. Wonder what's up with the others being capped 1 or 2 or 2 or 4 waves. Not so much capped as people are stopping there because they've reached functionally a round number. Yeah, hooray, we made it to 100 waves. We can leave now. Job done. Why do people wristband just to do waves faster? I don't think you want the answer to that. I don't think you want the answer to that at all. At best, I can speculate, but I can speculate with awareness of various playstyles and how they interact. Calamity saying platinum? Worse. Worse. Right, where do I think the arbitration community may have been then this week? Oh, you can't see how long they were in those disruption missions. That's no good. Well, they wouldn't have been in any survivals. The survivals really matter for them? I don't think they are. I'm digging for nothing. I don't know where I'm looking. Isn't the meta interception? Oh, true. There might have been interception ones this week. Which ones do they like? Was it... It must have been... Sarah's usually a big one, isn't it? Nothing there this week. I'm just going to step through until someone can give me the name of a place to look at. I am but the one person, not part of the... You again. Interesting. Interesting. This is all just publicly visible information. I'm just clicking through, having a look at stuff. Don't mind me. God, no one at all got to round 12 of Callisto this week on normal mode? Oh dear. Alright. People really are just not interested in Callisto. Yep. That's those lack of intrinsic rewards I was telling you about. There's no extrinsic either. It just doesn't happen. I'm getting the impression that there just wasn't a crazy good farm this week. Otherwise, I've just happened to miss it. I'm clicking through so many of the potential farms and none of them are popping up. Yeah. So I'm not in the circles of... what do you call it? The arbitration farm, so I don't know where the particular good ones may have been this week that they'll be hard holding on to. Alright, that's enough of that little diversion. Gave you some? Oh, sorry. Okay. There was a lot of people saying a lot of things. Some top tier nodes. No, I'm not looking for top tier nodes. I'm looking for the ones that happened. It's no good being speculative. I can speculate by going through speculatively myself. If you have an actual answer, cool. Otherwise, LeMayo it yourself. So let's have a look. Did you help? Did you not? Umbriel Uranus. Is it an interception? Yes. Okay. Yeah, we looked at this. There's nothing on there. Nothing of the usual stuff. Hif Demos. Oh, yeah. No, normals. Nope. That is a defense. Yes, we got that. You didn't put in your original message, so I just had to figure it out. It's fine. It's fine, Niall. You certainly contributed. Okay, let's see. What mission did I just tick off? I actually forgotten at this point. It was the interception mission. We definitely don't want to do more of those. Great to not have to do more of that. Back to the tour. Yep. Like I said at the start of the stream, no intention of actually completing a list. The intent was to just have a list. Excavation. So what I was looking for those of you unaware, is that part of the arbitrations community will effectively hold missions to get them started later on. There's only some missions you can hold anyway, so I'm not even sure which ones those are. But with them held, they can just have people join in later on. Like, days later on. So that they can continuously farm a excavation that's already closed. Sorry, arbitration that's already closed. Because they're only open for an hour. Or is it 2 hours? One of the two. A short amount of time. But if you want to farm it for days, you just have multiple copies of it held open. Which is, again, that wild level of optimization. When they do that, it causes the timer to just keep running whilst on pause. And as a result, you see this kind of stupid-looking leaderboard where everyone's been running for hours and hours and hours and hours. All the same time, in fact. But it's because the timer just reaches the maximum it can display.
More stronger, more respect. Thank you, queens. Proud. I make you
No idea what buffs you'd get from that, Alsu. I'll be quite honest. No idea at all. Again, it's not something I've personally explored. The whole concept of it just feels ridiculous to me. Yeah, it is wild that this is still a 500 cryotic. When you consider the other objectives they can give you, and they're like, now please do 5 excavations. Bear in mind, rotation C is 4, if I recall correctly. And they want you to do 5 of them. I don't even remember if you get the rotation rewards. I'm going to find out in a few seconds. Is my understanding of level still evolving, or is he pretty much fully explored? I'm sure there's avenues I haven't explored with him. However, there's not any new avenues I'm currently exploring at this time, no. I didn't see if I got a round reward. Did I get a round reward? Other than cryotics. That's just an excavation reward. I wasn't paying enough attention, I missed it. Also, that's taking a lot of damage because I was over here for a second. Ooh. Dang it. Let's power it up again. That's now full. Did you get rewards in lich missions? I don't remember. That was the question that I missed the answer to when the timer ran out, because it just times out. There's no like big announcement of it. A fun fact with the Majorite arrows that continuously hit enemies if you damage them by any means shortly after the ability. I tried it with Oberon's Grass to continuously damage enemies in an area, and it was the most underwhelming result I've had in a while. This was prior to testing duality on Equinox. But yeah, it was just... Also, I didn't see a reward with that, so I'm going to guess no, we don't. Yeah, it's easy to become blind to some of the things happening in this game. You're absolutely right. With the various pop-ups, various objectives, and the fact that the game doesn't give you space to think about them sometimes. This was a core issue with a lot of earlier quests, which had all of the important dialogue happening whilst you're trying to figure out waypoints and navigate to the thing and do the stuff with the where, who am I supposed to what. Also, there's explosions. When you're trying to tell the difference between what is flavor text, what is story text, and what is just mission objective information, like, hey, remember, you need to put this thing into the mobile defense console for the 72nd time this quest. Okay, none of them are that bad, but you know what I mean. A lot of Warframe's early dialogue, in particular, is lost this way because early quests are new players still figuring out the mechanics and actively shooting each enemy like their life depends on it. Even though it really doesn't at that low level. There is certainly a lot going on in Warframe that makes it easy to miss the details. Oh, shit. Speaking of, well, that's dead. No saving that in time. I didn't realize all the enemies decided to attack the newer one rather than the old one. Rip. Silly me for trying to have two of these up at once. That was just greed. Yeah, you can get away with that with a defense frame. You can get away with it if you hard focus on other controlling options. You can get away with it there. I did that wrong. I don't need to use this, I'm just using it because it's charged. It's pretty, yeah, it's visually dramatic. It sure does take a time to make sure you know that you cast it. And if you listen very carefully, you can still hear arrows landing. Like that. I don't know when... Oh, it might have already run out. I was going to say, I don't know when that buff is going to run out. Because it's just another one of the many buffs on the buff bar. There is no following that at high levels. We used to joke many years ago, if, oh look, there's an Octavian in the squad. Your buff bar is unreadable. Now it's, oops, I've got galvanized mods. I can't read shit. King Zeric has a longer windup. Honestly, I never got around to measuring the windups on them. All of them are long. That was enough of an answer for me. Alright, bonus excavator, because I effed up one of them. Boop. Every time you use the Zeric in a pub lobby, everyone's dead before it completes. Yeah, it's a very short-lived beam. It's a very targeted weapon. And like all the other Taurons, it just has a really long charge up. Never helps it. I've had my companion kill the things in front of me that I was trying to hit with a Tauron Strike while casting the Tauron Strike. My companion did it. I mean, that already tells you everything about it. Alright, very late. Thank you very much for dropping around. And again, thank you very much for the gifted subs earlier, well, at the start of the stream there. Much appreciated. You have yourself a good rest. You only use Taurons for troublesome acolytes? Yeah, fair enough. I get that was kind of D's intent, is that they are intermittently useful things. It's just they're very intermittent. I've managed to get a few charges here, partly by focusing on, well, entirely by focusing on those focus orbs that pop up. If you don't do that, you get nothing. But they're largely just not really that impactful. And that's the problem. Use Taurons for the buffs? I don't even remember the buffs for them half the time. Most of the time, 99% of the time. Because, unfortunately, most of the buffs are very ephemeral. And then they're gone. And it's like, either I needed those buffs and thus I'm now dead, or I didn't need the buffs and they're just number buffs, so I just don't notice them. Yeah. Hello there, Twitch8. Welcome on in. For the amount of farming in a single location, also wow, that was a long mission. The amount of farming in a single location to get Tauron strikes, they ain't great. Simple truth on it for me, they ain't great. Okay, we need to update the Parazon. We need to address that it is not fast, but it is... Wait. Yeah, it's not fast, but it is fast somewhere. So I'll just do that, I guess. I think that's hiding the... Ooh? I think. Let's mark off on the list the excavation. I don't think we're going to have another unique mission type for our... No, we might. We're on a new place. Let's see. So, I've done Spy, done Defenses. Let's just go through this. Arena, Armageddon, Ascension, Assault, Bounty, Cascade, Circuit, Defection, Descendia. Defection we might have? What? No? Nope. Okay. Descendia, Disruption, Duviri, Flood. That is Void Flood. Hijack. I don't think we had a Hijack at this point. Infested Salvage, Netrocell, Orphix, Perita, Pursuit. Nope. A rescue. Oh, we've not done a rescue yet. Okay. There's got to be a rescue under one of these. There we go. Olympus Disruption. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Oh well, we're doing the rescue, then disruption. That works.
There is a prisoner here that is vital to our operations. Search for the holding location.
Look at me using all of my weapons, not just camping on one. It's like a D-design dream come true.
There's no telling what the captors are doing to our rescue target. We need to find the
You think
holding
let's
cell
just replace defection nodes of exterminate? Oh, well. That takes that out as an idea then, doesn't it? Not to worry. Yoink. I have no idea why I felt the need to open that locker. I'll be very honest with you. I'm not even opening up all the lockers. It was just that one. But it needed to be opened. Not that one, though. That's an unimportant locker. Reload. No. They have some of the most interesting death noises, don't they? Fa la. Yeah. I can only imagine the recording session for those. What sounds do I need to do next? Oh, I need you to just kind of like sing like someone's punched you in the gut, but also you're a depressed cat. Right, okay, yeah, we can work with this. 2013 video game noises, they're not even 2013. Fairly certain those are refreshed voice lines. That just adds to it. Also, these guys have absolutely no idea I'm here for some reason. Oh, must get our tower on strike. Yeah! Alright then. I'm gonna cast it down here.
This all you got?
Nailed it!
Next time you pay more.
Nailed it!
Now go.
Have you ever seen a tower on strike cast during the extract animation? That might be a first for you. So needless. Alright, well, that's our rescue done. We can take that off the list there. There we go. Next up, we need to do the disruption, if indeed is affected by the Lich. Ooh, are you guys getting closer and closer to one of the postcards? It's ready and waiting for you. Alright, let's go unlock up the door. We've basically completed half of the sabotage mission getting to that room. Some sounds may have been removed. I know one sound in particular D removed, and I am... Not that one, apparently. One sound they did remove, and I am so grateful for it. I don't think it was even in a patch note. And that is the sound of the Parazon in the arsenal. It must have annoyed enough people that it was worth just removing the sound entirely. And I am very grateful that enough people were annoyed by it. Because it annoyed the hell out of me. If you moused over the Parazon in your arsenal and you didn't then mouse over another weapon, every few seconds your Warframe would repeat the Parazon animation and you just hear swish, 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 swish.
Demo units on its way.
Repeat, repeat, repeat. Oh my god, it was distracting and frustrating to hear. And now, you mouse over the Parazon in the arsenal. You mouse over it. And then just leave it idle. It'll do the animation. Brilliant. So much better. I don't know, that's like ultimate first world problem right there. Really is. But hey, we're playing a video game about magical space ninjas committing genocide and Geneva checklist. We're well beyond worrying about is something a first world problem. Honk. Is there a key? There is a key! Yay! We like the key. Oh. Let's roll on over here. Pop it in. Grab the, what's it, thrall that spawned? I've got the music in-game turned off so we don't get the dramatic every time one spawns, but it's fine. Stab. Oh, hi there. I'm gonna let my companion handle this. Give it a sec. They have the same reload time. Interesting. Anyway. The absolute disrespect of just standing in front of the gun like that. Oh dear, oh dear. Yep, there is a bad guy back there. We need to stab that fire guy.
Don't let them near the conduit.
Stabby, stabby. Energy drain. Well, we're going to take our time on killing this one. You know what? Worm, you can have it. Go on, reload. There you are. Good, good work.
We just got here.
More like walking nukes than ninjas nowadays. True. That's what happens when you give ninjas magic. Oh, hi there. That was just a gift, honestly. Right in front of me. Perfect.
Ahead of you. Time to hit the pub.
Is it me or am I getting a lot less murmur progress? It's not a steel path thing, because you can't do steel path on these. The progress is normal for Kuvaliches. It's slower than you'd get against the Sisters of Parvos. Yeah, I'm getting about normal. How long does it take to kill a Lich anyway? Varies based on your method, but it's not that quick. That's why people complain about it. I like the mission variety they give compared to the infested ones. I do like that mission variety, but it does take a while. Right, was there a sabotage? There it is. Let's do that as well. Let's mark off the mission we've just done. That was the disruption. There we go.
Your target is the system.
Yeah, Liches are usually a like hour and a half process. And usually about an hour for Sister of Parvos or the infested ones. Come on, plug it in. There we go.
Destroy the reactor.
Nuke everything in the area. And which way did it want me to go? This way? Okay. I was expecting this to be a friendship door. My hand wasn't in the right position for that. How do I hit the backpack and not your face there? No matter. Split them all in half. Yeah, Kubaliches are definitely slow. Like I say, it's less about the duration it takes for me, but that's from the benefits of having already farmed the weapon, so I'm not actually caring about the farm. For me, it is the mission variety. We have so many different mission types, so many different mission locations when fighting a Kubelich. When I compare that to the Infested, where we have 3 missions in 1 location. Ken, actually, it's against the Tekrot and the other guys, so like it's 5 missions? No, it's 3 missions.
Target destroyed. Proceed
It's 3
to
missions.
extraction.
And I know I could have done a slam there. I know I could have used my 2 there. I wanted to shoot them. Yeah, Coda ones are fast, but you'll just do the same thing on repeat the entire time, and that combined with the Coda Liches having no interaction in terms of their dialogue. Oh yeah, they say things. You're not interacting with them. They are just parroting voice lines at you. Not even to talk to you, it's just at you. And it's like, eh. Tiles at 29% tie-dye? What the hell is happening over in Tile then, Mythic? Also, seeing as you're dealing with that tie-dye, you'll have also seen the notification that popped up today, which I'm sure you're happy about. They were waiting for a Warframe. Little did they know, it was invisible. Ta-da!
Everyone who passes through my sector pays tax to Lord Ming. Yes, my sector, my kingdom, you pay.
Sure, mate. Sure. You keep telling yourself that. But at least that makes sense to what's going on. They're stealing from me. They take the tax. To give a very simple rundown, Mythic, no, actually, you know what? We'll have that conversation later. If that's alright with you. Alright, now with that, I know that the Kubelich has got much more of a threat to offer, but I'm also aware of the time, so let's take a break from that to simply do a platinum giveaway. Oh yes indeed, I've held you guys here long enough without a giveaway. Let's attend to one of those for you, shall we? Let's get a lovely giveaway program loaded up. Let's do a 75 plat giveaway. With the brand new update just around the corner, certainly having a bit of platinum shortly after the release of that might be of interest to some of you. If that is yourself included in that, then hit !enter in the chat for a chance to win that 75 plat. !enter into the chat there. You got a couple minutes to enter. Everyone can enter. It doesn't matter if you are on PC, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, mobile. Every platform can be part of it. But only one person's going to be our winner, regardless of platform, regardless if you're a subscriber or not, although do consider hitting that subscribe button as well to support the channel and all that I do. If nothing else, it takes away the adverts, and we all hate adverts. Well, I mean, there's probably someone somewhere who likes Twitch ads. I don't think I want to meet them. But for everyone else who hates ads, consider hitting that subscribe button. It supports me in the process to help me keep on bringing not just the streams, but also the videos and all the other shenanigans to you too. Every last little bit of it. So, !enter into the chat. You got 1 minute left to enter in for that plat. What's this arrangement? Random. It is random. That's what we've got going on here. I mean, I could put myself in a random spot as well. Let's go. There we are. From Ray saying, regarding guys on stream, saw a funny snippet from a different streamer I'd like to send you, Ken. You know where the DMs are then, Ray? Sure enough, send it over. Alright, last 30 seconds, last chance to get in on this. !enter into the chat if you haven't already done that. And with that, we're going to be seeing who is our winner today of the Platinum giveaway. Welcome in, Stardew. We've got a couple last minute entries, or last second entries there. Don't leave it to the very last second, because there's a stream delay. There always is. You can't avoid it. So, you leave it to last, you might miss out, because we are going to draw. Alright then, let's see who is going to be claiming the victory today, and who is going to get wiped out along the way. Only one person can indeed be the winner here. Who is it going to be? Who is the last one to slide in right at the end of all of these shots? Here they are. Here they come. It is Chaos Kitty Cat. My oh my.
Excellent work, Tenno. The extraction point is up ahead.
Rocking a very chaotic kitty skin. It has worked out very nicely for you there. Chaos Kitty Cat, congratulations, and we already have your details on record. So there is nothing else you need to do. That platinum will drop itself into your in-game inbox within the next couple of weeks. So you'll see that shortly after the update drops, no doubt there on that. GG's. And with that, chat, that has been a bit of a weird wandering meander around the various missions that exist throughout Warframe. We didn't get to all of them because I got distracted. Of course, I get distracted. Welcome to my live streams if this is news to you. I get very easily distracted while streaming. It's why I don't do much in the way of video prep on them. That would be bad. But yeah, so we didn't do arena missions, Armageddon, Ascension, Assault, Bounty Cascade, Circuit, Defection, Descendia, Duviri, Void Flood, Hijack, Infested Salvage, Netrocell, Orphix, Perita, Pursuit, Rush, Sanctuary Onslaught, Skirmish, Shrine Defense, or Volatile. Is there any mission in there that you don't recognize the name of? But with that, that is where we're going to wrap it up today. Thank you very much for joining in. I'll be live again on Wednesday, and I believe we should be having a brand new update to dive on into there. So, fair warning, there will be spoilers on that stream. If you don't want to get spoiled, don't join in that stream straight away. Catch the update as and when it drops, but I will be giving you all of that wonderful goodness as soon as we get to it. In the meantime, have a good start to your week, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.